I'm sure Davy Martindale will be hitting the drink as he's seen his side lose. His side get pumped 5-0 today at, as Jay would say, Pataudry. It was a big game, like, and it was a weird result, like 5-0 to Aberdeen, even though Livingston sort of dominated the opening 30 minutes when it was 11 versus 11. Controversial red card, in my opinion. Some penalties as well. A lot to talk about. But let's talk about something with Jim Goodwin and Aberdeen. At the start of the season, Talk Scottish Football did a podcast, and they basically said how Aberdeen hadn't really made that many signings, hadn't really done much, and that they'd lost their two best players. Now, while you cannot dispute that, yes, they lost Lewis Ferguson, they lost Calvin Ramsey. Were those two big blows? Absolutely right. Those were two dynamite right hooks to the chin for Aberdeen. But they did spend some money. You know, they have invested in the squad. They have brought in players. So I just think it's, you know, it just shows a lack of ignorance or maybe a lack of knowledge. I don't know, one or the other. But, I mean, I think most people looking at Aberdeen would have expected them to do big things this season. And I think they will. And I think today proved that. Their second win on the bounce. This was a very convincing win. They've had some really big wins this season, albeit aided due to having an extra man. They had an extra man against St Mirren, they had an extra man today, but still, they're scoring goals, they're putting balls in the back of the net, so I think Aberdeen are going to be up there this season. I think they will be challenging for third place, but yeah, it boggles my mind when people don't think they've done a lot in the transfer market when they've been probably the busiest team in Scotland in terms of bringing players in, so yeah, I just wanted to point that out there. But yeah, let's talk about the opening 30 minutes then of this match. It was Livingston with the majority of the chances, and Livingston maybe feel like they could have been ahead with Newbley, who I think has been brilliant so far this season. Matano plays him in. This is early on, a few minutes into the game. Matano for the edge of the box, slides it into Newbley. Newbley's about 5 yards out, and he puts it wide. Now, he's got some players in front of him. Maybe he was trying to bend it round them, swerve it round them, but you expect the big man to do better than what he done here. But yeah, again, Newbley, always a danger, always a presence in attack, and his hold-up play, even later on, you can see in the game, he is so good. You know, you can pass it to him, and he allows his team to get players forward. I really like Newbley, and I'd be surprised if he's at Livingston for, you know, much longer, maybe up till January. I don't know if he'll go this transfer window. I think he will stay, but I'd be surprised if he stays past Livingston come January or the end of the season. We then had a free kick for Livingston, crossed into the box. It meets Obalai. He gets the header on it, but it's straight at the keeper, unfortunately. Maybe he should have done better here. Another good chance for Livingston to go in front. Two really good opportunities, and yeah, at this point, Livingston probably feel like they should be ahead. But this is when the game turned. Goalkeeper played it out to Fitzwater. Fitzwater takes a heavy touch. Bishuin sneaks in, tries to get to the ball. He's tussling with Fitzwater. Both legs get tangled, and Bishuin dives. Now, Bishuin would dive if you sent him a DM from a fucking another continent. So, of course, if you actually make any sort of physical contact, this guy, this cheating wee prick, he is going to go down to the ground. It's as simple as that. But I actually don't think this is a penalty. I feel like this was harsh. I didn't see a push. I didn't see a hold for Fitzwater. What I seen was two pair of legs get tangled. And then Bishuin throws himself to the ground. Now, you could say, you know, yeah, he tangled his legs. He got his legs stuck with Bishuin, and it's a penalty. But I think you could argue maybe Bishuin got his legs tangled with Fitzwater. The only difference is Fitzwater isn't a wee fanny who dives to the ground. So, I just didn't see much in this. To me, it was just a coming together. I think if this happens anywhere else, the referee maybe just gives nothing and plays on. But because it happens in the box, and it looks like Fitzwater's in trouble, and to be fair, he kind of was in trouble. I mean, Bishuin is pretty much through here. But I thought this was harsh. Giving a penalty is one thing, but I thought they send him off for this. I mean, it looked accidental to me. I didn't see him pull him down. I didn't see him drag him down. I didn't even see a tackle. What I seen was just two guys, you know, unfortunately tangling up each other, and that somehow led to the penalty and the red card. So I thought this was very, very harsh. And it was a game changer. Miovski steps up, smashes it in to the back of the net. And, this guy just doesn't seem to miss for the penalty spot. To be fair, he doesn't seem to miss from anywhere. He's been such a good signing for Aberdeen. and he's a great finisher. You know what? You could maybe he's up there with Kolak. We'll give Kolak credit, and rightfully so, but I think Miovski needs to be held in the same conversation because, again, ability-wise, I'm not saying he's the best striker ability-wise like Kolak. I don't think Kolak's the best attacker in the league at all. But when it comes to finishing, man, these guys are right up there. You know, they know where the back of the net is, and they can certainly find it there with the ball. So, yeah, Miovski, I think, has had a great start this season. I think he could be a 15, maybe even 20-goal striker for Aberdeen. No doubt about it. Then we had Richardson miss from a few yards out. Commentator called this arguably the miss of the season, and he didn't mean up till now. He meant like all season long. I think that's harsh. I mean, this is a difficult angle. It's a narrow angle. He's taken it first time. He's still got the keeper to beat. It's not like he's got an open goal. I mean, do you expect him to hit the target? Do you expect him to work the keeper? Absolutely. Do you expect him to score? Probably. But, I mean, to call this like a sitter, to call this the miss of the season, didn't agree with that at all. We then get into the second half. Miovski scores an offside goal. It was slightly offside, but again, he's proven that he knows where the back of the net is. Then we have McCrory, slices a shot from the edge of the box, hits the bar, goes in, 2-0 Aberdeen. I mean, then we get the third penalty of the game. Kankar slides in, catches the attacker, and it gives a penalty. This time, Miovski hands the penalty over to Bishuman, and Bishuman scores. Another harsh penalty, in my opinion. The players slid in, Kankar slid in to make a challenge, and it's his momentum that carries him through, and then he ends up making contact with the Aberdeen man. It's not like he hasn't really tackled him. He hasn't straight slid into him. It's more like the momentum. Sometimes once you slide, there's not a lot you can do. You don't have an anchor that you can just drop, you know, and you stop there. No, it's not like that. I mean, you're going to slide. You're going to carry on a little bit. And I thought it was pretty harsh, but the referee gave the penalty. 3-0 Aberdeen. No complaints, I guess. The game was over at this stage anyway, whether they gave the penalty or not. Livingston, once they went down to 10 men, pretty much offered nothing. You know, it was embarrassing. I know it's difficult with 10 men, but I thought Livingston were really, really poor today. Good with 11 men, but as soon as they went down to 10, offered absolutely nothing in the game. We then had Miovski combining with Hayes. Hayes probably should have took the shot, but he tried to play it back into the box. Unselfish for Hayes, but it didn't really work. And, again, probably should have done better there. Then we get Miovski getting the fourth goal. A pass from Johnny Hayes. So Johnny Hayes still knows how to assist, but yeah, maybe he should try shooting a bit more. Miovski scores, gets his second goal of the game. That's 5 goals in 5 league games now for Miovski. Like I said, so far, having a great start to the season. And then Ryan Duncan gets his first goal for Aberdeen. A cross into the box. Everybody misses it. The Aberdeen attackers miss it. The Livingston defenders miss it. Flies over everybody's head and it curls in to the back of the net. I mean, not exactly the dream debut goal or whatever, the dream first goal for the club, but a goal's a goal. And it was the 5th goal. It's the exclamation mark on this Aberdeen win. So, impressive victory for Aberdeen today. Once they had the man advantage, they did dominate the game. They controlled the game. And they battered Livingston. But at 11-11, maybe there's signs that Aberdeen weren't going to win this. Like I said, Livingston actually started the game really well. And it would have been interesting to see how things would have played out had it remained 11 players versus 11. But it wasn't to be. I do think the sending off was harsh. I consider it wasn't even a tackle. I mean, it was just, like I said earlier, it was 2 guys just coming together. Maybe give the penalty. I think that's probably fair. You give the penalty since, I guess, you're stopping Bishuman getting onto the ball and getting a chance. But I think to give the penalty and to give the red card for something that wasn't even a tackle, to me, I don't agree with that whatsoever. I don't care what's in the rules. I thought it was very harsh. But David Martindale had no complaints, really. He thought the defender made the wrong decision. He also blamed the goalkeeper for playing it from the back, even though that's what Livingston want to do. They want to play it out for the back. So, I mean, what can the goalkeeper do, really? How's it the goalkeeper's fault that Fitzwaters took a heavy touch? I thought it was harsh. David Martindale kind of thrown his goalkeeper under the bus. Maybe he doesn't like him. Maybe his goalkeeper never bought him a bottle of Bucky or something for Christmas. I don't know what David Martindale's problem is, but yeah, he seemed to blame his goalkeeper, which I didn't think was right. But there you go, guys. Aberdeen then with their 3rd win of the season. That puts them on to 9 points. I believe they currently sit in 4th place, is it? Or 3rd place even. They're doing well. They are doing well. And I think they will finish 4th, but I expect them to give Hearts a good run for that third place. So yeah, people kind of downplayed Aberdeen. A lot of people had Aberdeen in the bottom 6 this season in the predictions. I personally just don't see that at all. I'll be shocked if they finish lower than 4th. Honestly, I look at the league and I don't see anybody who could, apart from the top 3, the Old Firm and Hearts, I don't really see anybody who's going to beat Aberdeen over the course of a 38-game season. But anyway, that's me, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't. I will catch you in the next one. And until then, peace.